we need to get back to building stuff in the United States. We need the demand profile, that demand behavior. Silicon Valley as we know it, yeah, it's called silicon, right? But it's not known for its silicon expertise anymore. It's known for its software expertise. How do you scale automated manufacturing and truly scale it and do it at huge capacity? It's not clear exactly what the role of VCs are going to be in helping that come about. Just recently, Marc Andreessen here had a blog post that he put up of Andreessen Horowitz, a hallowed VC investor, talking about it's time to build and basically saying that we need to get back to building stuff in the United States, that we need the demand profile, that demand behavior, that kind of consumer behavior to some degree, but also institutional behavior of making sure that we're buying products that are made in the United States at both the enterprise and government level as well as the consumer level. And now we need to bring back and fill this void, and it's time to build, right? It's kind of the ethos of this. So there's a couple kind of points I have on this. One is, when you look at their site, literally, this is their infamous quote: "Software is eating the world." This is what this VC firm is known for, right? So when he's saying it's time to build, he's talking about literally building stuff. And he talks about how, I think manufacturing is only 10% of our economy today, where it used to be close to 50%. So Silicon Valley as we know it, yeah, it's called silicon, right? But it's not known for its silicon expertise anymore. It's known for its software expertise, right? And that is really where all of these VC firms have made their money and made their names, is the exponential scale that is derived from these software-oriented business models. Whether you have a SaaS business, whether you have a platform business, whatever it is, it's the software scale that can be achieved, which then fits that VC model where, you have one breakaway home run win, and you have 9 or 19 other duds, but you make all your money for your portfolio on that one huge IPO win, right? So it starts to become much harder when you say, what is the role of VC embracing this idea that a lot of manufacturing, we're going to want to have come back to the United States, whether it's in healthcare, whether it's in certain kind of critical manufacturing capabilities, and so on and so forth. So it's not clear exactly what the role of VCs are going to be in helping that come about. I think they're trying to figure it out and issue these thought pieces to see then what people come to them with ideas to figure it out. But one of the really difficult things with manufacturing is to operate at scale. The level of investment to build and have manufacturing processes at scale, it's so significant. So there's actual multiple tiers to it, right? There's kind of one of the initial tiers is just saying, how do I do the prototyping? How do I get those proof of concept, those initial builds, or how can I have machinery that can give me really rapid cycle time to create products and initial prototype versions of products? Then you have a whole other set of problems when it comes to scaling that production capability and producing thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of units in a set manufacturing process. And so you're obviously seeing software and machinery come together in different ways in those two environments. You're seeing companies like this company Xometry in the custom manufacturing for kind of custom manufacturing on-demand services for CNC machining, 3D printing, and sheet metal. So they've raised over $100 million. And if you need a custom cut metal product, very good for high profile products or one-off products, replacement parts that you need, or in that prototyping, creating or a mold or different kind of rapid iteration type of metal products that I need. This is a great option for that. But now when you want to scale your manufacturing to do massive amounts of units and loads, that's not what this business is going to solve for, right? So it's there's a lot of different ways to look at solving this. Ultimately, it's great, I think, at a high level of how manufacturing can come back and what is the role of software to do that. I think historically, there's stories about Tesla, for example, where Tesla had all of the top robotic German companies, and I think some of the top Japanese robotic companies that have all these robotic arms that you see automating the manufacturing process. And they didn't like any of them, so they had to go make their own in classic Elon fashion. Now, automating the production process for a car and any kind of electronic is going to be a whole world extra of complexity versus, say, automating manufacturing of certain medical supplies and PPE equipment. But yeah, I think, what we'll be looking at over the coming episodes is how do we see that kind of commoditization of the manufacturing supply chain or product spectrum, right? And typically where we're seeing software and where we're seeing platform opportunities present themselves are in the more commoditized areas, say in the areas where you aren't handling massive production loads, but something like this company where it's more these one-off specific prototype type of projects that might have a higher cost, but they're going to deliver the aspects needed for very specific high fast turnaround time and so on and so forth. But then how do you actually scale that production level capacity in manufacturing? I think that's one of the big questions that we just as a country have been struggling to try and find. Maybe now we will really be forced to try and figure it out. Is how do you scale automated manufacturing and truly scale it and do it at huge capacity? We really just haven't been able to figure that out. Not many people have really been able to figure it out without having human labor involved. And so what is the role of human labor in that? And what is the role of automating it and using machinery, which is ultimately going to be controlled by software? There is some role for a development platform in that mix, right? Where now I have all the robotic arm and manufacturing equipment, and how can I let people create software to help control that machinery and make different designs and functions for that manufacturing life cycle. But we're still pretty early on in getting to that stage. Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.